Laszlo Krasznahorkai, Satantango. 1. News of their coming. One morning near the end of October, not long before the first drops of the mercilessly long autumn rains began to fall on the cracked and saline soil on the western side of the estate. Later, the sinking yellow sea of mud would render footpaths impassable and put the town too beyond reach. Futaki woke to hear bells. The closest possible source was only Chapel, about 4 kilometers southwest, on the old Hoshmaze estate, but not only did that have no bell, but the tower had collapsed during the war, and at that distance it was too far to hear anything, and in any case they did not sound distant to him, these ringing, booming bells. Their triumphal clangor was swept along by the wind, and seemed to come from somewhere else by. It's as if they were coming from the mill. He propped himself on his elbows on the pillow so as to look out of the mouse-hole-sized kitchen window that was partly misted up, and directed his gaze to the faint blue dawn sky, but the field was still and silent, bathed only in the now ever fainter bell sound, and the only light to be seen was the one glimmering in the doctor's window, whose house was set well apart from the others on the far side, and that was only because its occupant had for years been unable to sleep in the dark. Futaki held his breath because he wanted to know where the noise came from. He couldn't afford to lose a single stray note of the rapidly fading clangor, however remote. You must be asleep, Futaki. Despite his lameness, he was well known for his light tread, and he hobbled across the ice-cold stone floor of the kitchen soundless as a cat, opened the window and leaned out. Is no one awake? Can't people hear it? Is there nobody else around? A sharp, damp gust hit him straight in the face, so he had to close his eyes for a moment, and, apart from the cock crow, a distant bark, and the fierce howling of the wind that had sprung up just a few minutes earlier, there was nothing to hear, however hard he listens, but the dull beating of his own heart, as if the whole thing had been merely a kind of game or ghostly half-dream.